Now at 6, just 30 days behind bars for the driver involved in a deadly hit and run. What the victim's family and friends are saying about it.
She was my go-to. She was like my sister.
Then why the NBA commissioner says negotiations over the future of MOTA and the Trailblazers are already off track.
I was hoping more progress would have been made by now.
Plus, new action to crack down on how laughing gas is sold, packaged, and marketed nationwide in our follow-up to a KGW investigation.
This is a good solution to go after bad actors.
And later,
the headliner about to take over the Rose City's biggest outdoor venue.
But first to our top story and the future of the MOTA Center, with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver saying negotiations between the city and the Trailblazers have already gone off track. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Padawane.
And I'm David Molko. The commissioner openly criticizing a lack of progress toward the deal, which could help guarantee the Blazers' long-term future in the Rose City. Evan Watson's here. Evan, high stakes because at the end of the day, the city and the team need to show the NBA, not necessarily each other, that they are serious about this.
Yeah, it's true. The NBA would need to approve any MOTA Center deal or even a bid for relocation, so they have a big role to play here when it comes to the MOTA Center and the next steps. And Commissioner Silver's comments prompted spiky statements from the mayor and the team. Here's what Silver said after being asked if the city approving full public funding would ensure the Blazers stay in Portland.
What we are most focused on right now, the league office, is the deal that we discussed when we were in Portland in March. I was hoping more progress would have been made by now on that agreement, and it seems to have gone off track. We're working with both sides to ensure that the Trailblazers can have a long-term future in Portland, but there are several open issues that still need to be resolved.
Silver's comments stopped there, but I have questions about the March deal that he referred to. As we've reported, any deal has been far from certain, as city funding requires the approval of at least 6 council members. KGW previously revealed that City Council President Jamie Dunphy tried, in March, to get every council member to sign on to a letter to the NBA showing unanimous support for a publicly funded renovation. That effort failed. He wrote it was clear a majority of council would not sign, regardless of the watered-down language, because there were too many concerns persisting, like how the city would pay for it. Dunphy instead sent a letter from himself, Mayor Keith Wilson, and Council Vice President Olivia Clark expressing support. A month later, new owner Tom Dunnan acknowledged that an arena funding deal was undecided.
I think we've got a good framework and we're moving forward on it, but we're just going to get a market deal and we're going to be fully committed to it. But how the form and structure of that is, there's a lot of work to do to figure out what that is.
okay, Evan, it feels like we're at a bit of a stalemate. So what's the deal with that?
Well, city leaders first want funding details from the team so that they can make funding decisions. And then the team, the Blazers, want the city to commit public funding before sharing more design plans. They're going back and forth with each other. Dundon has said he doesn't plan to add a private contribution to the arena renovation. And then just this afternoon, Mayor Wilson released this statement saying, "We are operating on an aggressive timeline to reach a new lease, and we've been explicit with the Blazers that design information and clarity around public investment are necessary to move forward. The absence of essential details from the Blazers is slowing progress at a moment when urgency is required. We know that the NBA is committed to Portland, and we look forward to working with them to ensure negotiations on a renovated MOTA Center and a new long-term lease happen in good faith." A Blazers spokesperson responded to that statement today, saying the team is not withholding essential information. He said Blazers leaders have shared renovation details and concepts with the mayor and other city leaders, and they're waiting on the city to bring them a term sheet to then respond in kind.
I mean, it's fascinating to watch this play out in real time because it's very messy and we're seeing the mechanics unfold. There is not a lot of time. If the city, wants a deal and wants to unlock state funding, they have to show Adam Silver that they're serious here.
Sure, and there are some important next steps coming up. City Council has a July 22nd public meeting set for MOTA discussions and an August 12th deadline for that term sheet that could unlock the next step of negotiations. But would a term sheet guarantee full public funding or include concessions like rent payments and naming rights revenue? that some of the counselors want. That is what we are working to find.
Yeah, and as we've talked about, a lot at stake here, so appreciate your continued digging and reporting on this. Thank you, Evan.
You know, so many outstanding questions with arguably, as we're saying, so much at stake. We'd like to know what you're wondering about when it comes to the future of MOTA. Text your question to this number. It's 503-226-5088. We'll add it to our list as we work to get clarity and answers.
Okay, to a live look this evening from our Chehalem Skycam, about 87 degrees in the Rose City, but you can see here in the shot a bit of haze on the horizon.
Kind of a rosé night, isn't it? Matt's here with the first look at your forecast. Speaking of horizon, sounds like some changes are coming or maybe already here.
Well, you can see those big clouds off in the distance along the horizon to the east from that Chehalem Skycam we just showed you. Those are big showers and thunderstorms that have developed over the Cascades, and we are over the Cascades. This is live from our Timberline Skycam, 66, but it dropped down to 59 after being in the 70s, and they had rain. Now here's a look east from our Vancouver Skycam at the Springs at the waterfront. Again, big cumulonimbus clouds off to the east. Those are showers and thunderstorms that have been moving north. I'll show you those right now on Doppler radar. They've mainly been rolling east of Clark County, and we've got some lightning strikes though just north of Mount Hood to the west of Hood River. They saw lightning in the Dalles, and they had some really strong gusts, over 50 miles an hour in the Dalles, the outflow from those storms. Now, if I widen the map out, you can see this isn't the last of it. There are more storms forming down around Mount Jefferson in Central Oregon, so it will be an active night across the Cascades, and some of those thunderstorms may devolve into just showers without thunder and lightning, but roll through the metro area later on tonight. So in spite of the fact that we have a generally clear sky now, it won't necessarily be that way all night long. This is the view west from our camera in the Dalles, and you can see the rain up to the north on the Washington side. 85 degrees still, but it has gotten breezy. So scattered showers and thunderstorms overnight. For the valleys, the chance of getting a thunderstorm is not zero, but it does exist. So, you know, we'll keep an eye on that for you, but more than likely just some scattered showers. Then we go straight back to sunshine as soon as tomorrow afternoon with a warm up on the way. More on all this later, guys. Back
A little unsettled, but that's looking great. Thanks, Matt.
In your headlines, a 33-year-old man is in jail accused of sexually assaulting a 12-year-old at a Vancouver skate park. This happened yesterday evening at the Pacific Park Extreme Skate Park. It's located off 164th Avenue. Detectives say Samuel Swan met with the child, then took them to a secluded area where the assault happened. Swan is facing kidnapping, rape, and several other charges related to outstanding warrants. Police do not believe there are any other victims.
The man accused of shooting and wounding 2 Portland police officers in January was in court today, and for the first time we're seeing body camera video from that night. A detective taking the judge through it, showing officers approaching a man police say is 41-year-old Eric Ulkers after he allegedly pulled a knife on a person walking their dog. The video shows the man ask if he can leave before officers tell him he is being detained. Moments later, the shooting.
Hold on right now, because you're not free to go, just so you understand, you're being detained. Okay. No, you pulled a knife on me. I didn't pull a knife on you. Can you put your hands across your head, please? I'm not putting my hands on top of my head. Listen, back up. Don't back up.
It's tough to watch. Ulkers was arrested days later along Northeast 82nd. He will remain behind bars until trial.
Kaiser police shut down 3 suspected illegal massage businesses this week after a months-long investigation. Officers served search warrants at Joyfoot Spa, Silk Love, and 9 Spa, citing 4 women for practicing massage without a license and seizing more than $26,000 in cash. Investigators say they also found evidence of prostitution and connected women working at the businesses with resources as possible victims of human trafficking.
In an update this evening, the driver involved in a deadly hit and run that killed a tigered mother was sentenced to just a month in jail.
Our Celine Stevens spoke to the victim's family, who says the sentence is not near enough.
A judge sentenced Ashley Cruz to 30 days in jail and 3 years probation after she pled guilty to the death of Maria Negrete. Cruz was arrested over 2 years after that incident. Maria's family says that this sentencing just isn't enough.
Her leaving affected a lot of us, especially her kids, and so that was definitely not justice.
Maria Negrete was 45 years old when she was the victim of a hit and run in September of 2023. The driver got away and Maria died 2 days later.
The last time we saw her, no, it's just bad. It was really bad.
October 2024, a tip came in that led investigators to the involved car, which was severely damaged. Then in April 2025, a second tip came in that corroborated evidence about who the driver was. On New Year's Eve 2025, Cruz was arrested. She initially pled not guilty, but then Wednesday.
How then do you plead to count 1, failure to perform the duties of a driver to injured persons where serious physical injury or death occurred?
Guilty. I'm sorry that anyone that was hurt in the situation, and I'll do everything expected of me.
Cruz sentenced to 30 days in jail and 3 years probation.
We wanted her to definitely do more time, acknowledge what she did. It still doesn't seem like she does. We see no remorse.
Cruz acknowledging she has dealt with substance abuse problems, but is currently in treatment. Maria's sister and best friend remembering her as a caring, thoughtful, and amazing woman.
She was always caring for everyone. She really held that older sister role. We talked every single day.
She was a beautiful woman. She helped. Whenever I needed her, she was there. Oh God, I miss our talks.
When the judge asked Cruz why she responded the way she did after that hit and run, Cruz did not have a response. Police have no information about whether Cruz was intoxicated during that incident or not. In Hillsborough, Celine Stevens, KGW News.